Hey everybody. So I want to introduce you to one of my favorite fans. It's Ms. Terrie Price, who has a law enforcement background prior to Mary Kay. She has been a director 28 years, has earned 10 cars and is qualifying for her 11th car. She has earned more diamond rings than she has fingers. So she's done the sales court to earn a diamond ring 13 times. So I don't know, Terrie, if you're taking cash because you ran out of fingers. That's very, very impressive. And she has been to 30 seminars. So she's gone to Dallas 30 summers to see what Mary Kay, the celebration. So Terrie, think back 30 years to your first seminar. Tell me, like, how was that for you? Why did you go? Were you excited to go? Were you talked into going? And tell me all about your experience for your first seminar.
So I'm surprised I can remember 30 years ago, but I wanted to go because I had two toddlers and I was excited to get out of the house for a few days and just be with girlfriends. I was not in Janice's unit. I had a different director at that time, and we all had so much fun together when we were together. And when I got there, I had no idea what to expect. And frankly, I was looking for the catch in Mary Kay. I was still very suspicious and wanted to find out. I was going down there to find out what is the catch with this Mary Kay thing. I was still like not totally sold. And when I got there, my room was crazy full of people. There was 5 people in a room meant for 3. And I slept on the floor the first night and I got thirsty and I drank my director's contact lenses. So we always joked that I got the vision for Mary Kay that night. And we went down to Lens Crafters and got her another pair right quick, but it was just hilarious. But I had the ability to get my own room and another girl came with me and it was no big deal. I mean, we literally laughed the entire weekend. But so we go to the convention center and I was blown away. I was just blown away. I couldn't believe the pageantry, the amount of investment that Mary Kay put into the consultant training and how kind the staff was to everyone and how much they truly, truly cared about people. I wasn't used to that. In my former career, it was promotion by assassination, so I wasn't used to people actually thanking me for doing what I considered a mediocre job at what I was doing in Mary Kay. So I really looked at it as maybe I should invest a little more time in this thing because you really do make a lot of money. At that time, I was not quite a red jacket. I had maybe 2 team members, but I had held a couple of classes that were pretty lucrative. I had a class that was 800 over $800 for 2 hours work. And I would literally drive around in my patrol car calculating how long it would take me driving around in this dumb car to make that same amount of money. And it was over 2 days of work to make that same amount of money. So, I came home from that event having watched all these women go across stage and pick up diamond rings and the trips and the just the everything and the sisterhood. And I was just stunned at the wealth that you could make in Mary Kay. But also I was impressed by Mary Kay herself. And because of her integrity and the way that she spoke and the way that she exuded the empathy for women in business and women and the way they were in the marketplace, I was just in awe of all of that. It just made me want to be a better woman. And I made a pledge to myself that if I came back, I was going to be in a better place. I was going to be, at a higher level. And so I made promises and commitments to myself. And so curtain falls, time passes. And that following year, things happened and my director was no longer a director and I found myself in Janice's unit. And Janice was working on being a national, and turns out when I came back the following year, I came back as a director. And so I saw the thing with a whole different light. And I was the number one person in Janice's unit. And so I got to sit in the arena on the floor, row one, seat one,
Hmm.
which is not the best seat in the house, let me tell you, because when Mary Kay's on the stage, everybody surges forward to get a picture of her. So really all I saw was butts. But there were times when her bodyguards and whatnot would clear the thing out, and I did have a front row seat, and I could see the blue in her eyes and the glint and the glamour and everything, and all the hard work was worth it. And just being part of that and being personally trained by her and being able to hold her hands and look her in the eyes and all of that. And I know that that's not possible for people today, but I do know that the excitement of seminar is still there. And having just come back from leadership and seeing Ryan Rogers, Mary Kay's grandson, take the stage as the CEO of the company, I can tell you her spirit is back. Her spirit is there. And the staff is absolutely ebullient with excitement. They are absolutely supercharged going into this seminar year. And I think that if you can just step it up, give yourself 10 more percent, 20 more percent energy to get yourself there, you will not be disappointed. It is worth it to get there this year for the anniversary year. You're not going to be disappointed. It's going to be wonderful.
Thank you for that, Terry. So I just want to clarify something. So the first year you went, you weren't going to pick up any awards. You
No,
weren't going across stage. You were kind of the skeptic, like, I'm
yeah,
going to go check this out because this really can't be what I'm hearing. Like you were
yes,
kind of going like kind of on the fence, like I'm going to go check this out. But when you left, you were all in.
I was all in. The day I signed my agreement, I was still saying to my recruiter, "So what's the catch?" And she kept laughing at me, going, "There's no catch, weirdo. Just sign here and your kit's going to come and your order's going to come." She actually, I signed my agreement when she was on her way to seminar the previous year. And my husband was sitting right there with me. And he's like, "This will be a good thing for you. You need some girl time. You only work with dudes and you need
And two
something
babies.
girly, you know?" And so, he sat there and helped me pick what I wanted to order, and she helped. And it was like one of everything basically. But I mean, I sold it all within a week, and I was mad that I only did a $600 order because I was sitting there with a $10,000 Visa with zero balance. I could have done more, but I didn't know what I was doing. I had had zero training. So when she got back, we did a bigger order, and I sold more, obviously. And my second year in Mary Kay, I did the sales court. So the rest is history. But I was total. Well, I was an investigator. Everything to me had mold on the other side of it. I was always looking for the junk.
No, I totally get it. And so if you, because my story is very similar to that, if I hadn't gone to that first seminar to see what was possible, because I kind of really went with my arms folded. Like, I think this, I would say to myself, this is great for Janice. This is not for me. I'm corporate. I'm going to run a company someday. I'm going to be the CEO. Never in a million years did I think I was going to be self-employed. So it sounds like at that seminar, though, that you went kind of checking it out, something really touched your heart and you got all in, and then you went home and worked. Would you say you worked differently?
I totally worked differently. And not only that, I had Mary Kay's book on people management. I even began working differently with my squad because I was a police sergeant, and I began to apply her rules of people management to my squad of officers. And I got called into the chief's office one day, and of course, you think you're in trouble, but he wanted to know what was going on with my squad. Why Why are they not taking any sick days? Why are staff assignments in so fast? Why are, why is this? Everything was up. Numbers were up. This was up. This was up. This was up. And I said, well, can you hang on a second? And I went to my office and I retrieved Mary Kay's people management book and I gave it to him. And I said, because I read this book and it's really changed my life. And so he took it and he read it too.
You know, that's actually required reading at the FBI Management
Yes.
Academy. So
Yeah.
my former neighbor, like 25 years ago, he was an FBI, high up in the FBI, and he said, "You're not going to believe what is now required reading at the FBI Academy." And I jokingly said to him, I said, "I have no idea." And he said, "The Mary Kay book on people management."
Yeah, it is. I had occasion to work on a task force with the FBI, and they told me the same thing. And I saw it on the shelves of a couple of the people that I worked with. And it's required reading at the what's that university?
Harvard Business School.
Harvard School of Business. What, like it's hard? Yeah, like that one. Um, that school, as well as a couple of other ones, it's very basic stuff. And the reality uh, is biblical. If you treat people the way that you would like to be treated, they're going to respond to you in kind.
Right.
And so by doing that, and being kind, because in the profession I was in, we would go through a lot of stuff, a lot of horrible, horrible stuff. And so that's what was happening. And when I put in my notice that I was going to leave, I actually was going to take a sabbatical. You're allowed to take a sabbatical for 3 years and not lose your certificates, because I had just had two babies back to back. I don't recommend doing that. But I wanted to be home with them and just get them into kindergarten. And then the plan was I was going to come back. But sadly, on the last day, I got hit by a car, fractured my neck, and blew out 4 vertebrae in my back. So that sort of ended my law enforcement career in one shot. So I didn't go back. But I had Mary Kay in my back pocket. And after months of, litigation and physical therapy and all of that, I picked up my starter kit and started. And that's when I started working toward directorship. And it wasn't easy physically for me. It was not easy, but it wasn't mentally difficult. It was discipline. And I worked when my body allowed me to work. I worked during my high energy times, and I continue to do that. I work during my high energy times, and I work when my body says nope, then I go okay, and I just lay back and I make phone calls. Or these days, we're texting a lot, or we're doing the thing. But you have to decide, and you work around your strong times. And I think that the mistake that so many women make is we put too much emotion into what we're doing, and we overthink. And if we take the emotion out and we just go through the motions of, I'm going to make 10 phone calls, or I'm going to do 20 text messages, I'm going to send these out, and we just do it. It doesn't matter if you're hanging upside down from the ceiling or if you're all iced up laying in the bed. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just get it done. Because if you had a job, I guarantee you would have to do it anyway. So treat your business like a business. And the other thing that I've done is, I always hear people say, I take God as my business partner. I don't believe in that. I believe God is my boss. He is completely in charge. And every day I just report for duty and I do what he tells me to do. So I hope that is helpful in some way to somebody, but
no, I
go to
appreciate that,
seminar.
Terrie. And like you said, this is a very pivotal year. This is the first year that Ryan Rogers, her grandson, will be our CEO. This is our 60th anniversary. They are going to pull out the stops when it comes to entertainment.
Yes.
All of seminar. Like if you've never gone, this is the year to go. And if you've gone before, this year is going to blow your mind. And you know what? It's now looking at, where can I have a win for seminar? Can I earn that commemorative scarf? Can I get my red jacket? Can I walk across stage? What could I do for my national area? Could you do Janice's Princess Court? Could you be a star, an emerald, pearl, or diamond star? I mean, there's so many places to win. So I just want to thank you, Terrie, for sharing your story. I think that's hysterical that you drank a glass of water that had someone's contacts in it.
I know.
Um,
They were soft lenses, in case you're wondering. So if you're gonna drink them, make sure they're soft lenses. Yeah. That was costly. Those replacement lenses were $200, but hey, it's been a good gag all these years. I caught the vision at seminar. Woohoo.
You're so funny. Well, I want to say thank you so much for taking time to share with us your seminar story, because for everyone it's different. But I think you and I both kind of went um not going for the win because we hadn't had a win really. And I
Right.
also had two team members, but they were both not doing anything.
Right.
And so I kind of went with my arms folded, like, isn't this cute? Like, what's, like you said, what's the catch? And so I got to see so much more. So I really, really want to thank you, Terrie, for your time. And I want to challenge each and every one of you. Don't not go. Like, go to seminar and go this year, because you get to celebrate the company's 60th anniversary and see what's possible, because the sky truly is the limit. The only thing holding us back is ourselves. So thank you so much, Terrie. I really, really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Love you. Mwah.
Love you too.